Welcome to the presentation of George Gantsias, Professor of Cultural Policy and Management, and Director of the Master Course, Cultural Organizations Management, School of Social Science, Hellenic Open University, Greece, at the International Conference Panel Digital Cultures, organized by the 15th European Sociological Association, 2021 Barcelona. The title of the presentation is Info Communication Culture and Society, in the Era of Digital Transformation, Global Control, Local Resistance. The issues discussed in the presentation concern info communication culture and society, digital transformation, the dynamics of cultural management, regulation culture, and artificial intelligence algorithms. The talk will focus on the notions of info communication culture and society, digital transformation, cultural management, and artificial intelligence. The talk starts with the role of info communication content paradigm, and a new culture, in the info communication ecosystem, which is the business intelligence culture model, which is followed by the info communication content paradigm, concerning the role of info communication culture and society, in human robotic revolution. Finally, the values of business intelligence culture, and cultural product management and administration process, will be discussed. In the human robotic revolution, the so-called the Fourth Industrial Revolution, culture and society are under pressure from artificial intelligence, the COVID-19, and info communication globalization. Artificial intelligence algorithms have affected cultural and social structures globally, changing how we communicate and connect with one another. The info communication connections and practice draw out questions on the forms of power and control of algorithms may have on our culture and society. Info communication culture is defined as the implementation of cultural interacting rule sets, dictating an order of cultural operation, intended to guide the cultural practices of people in everyday life. Research on info communication culture has focused on the spaces and places of cultural, economic, and socio-technical relations, through an examination of info communications connections to digital cultural processes, regulation, and ethics. The info communication society is under pressure from those concerned about national regulatory mechanisms and global regulatory mechanisms in today's difficult artificial intelligence environment. Those who see regulation mechanism as an essential tool in protecting the public interest and ethical standards, and those concerned about divide and inequalities in the digital era. A society in which cultural contents are analogous constructed will be totally different for the info communication society, in which cultural contents are rely on artificial intelligences and robots. For example, AI and robots will add more than $12 trillion to the global economy by the end of 2030. A cultural content based on artificial intelligence designed content mechanisms will be one for content automatic decision-making systems, which will hopefully arise in the digital era. Although there is not international agreement on global digital transformation of info communication culture and society, for this presentation, we consider as info communication society, the role of digital technology, and particular the 5G, mobile networks, Internet of Things, AI and robots, in our everyday life, with at least one of the following patterns. First, info communication perception, including audio, visual, textual, and tactile, e.g. face recognition. Second, info communication decision-making, e.g., medical diagnosis systems. Third, info communication prediction, e.g., weather forecast, automatic knowledge. Fourth, info communication extraction and pattern recognition from data, e.g., discovery of fake news circles in social media. Fifth, dynamic info communication interaction, e.g., social robots or chatbots. And sixth, info communication logical reasoning, e.g., theory development from premises. The above cultural patterns have been caused of the emergence of info-communication content paradigm, by producing digital cultural content identity, via smartphone anytime, anywhere, by everybody. It is naive to think otherwise, in the era of the digital transformation. One of the biggest mistakes cultural managers make is to manage AI as plug-and-play technology, with immediate returns. Cultural managers also think too narrowly about AI regulatory mechanisms and culture. To manage AI, must break down social and cultural barriers that stand in AI's way. Within this context, info-communication cultural content, called info-communication content paradigm, and the innovative model, called cultural product management and process administration, are recommended as a practical solution to develop global info-communication cultural and social mechanisms in the digital era. Our research team is working by using different case studies in order to examine and analyze the info-communication content paradigm, and use the cultural product management and administration process model as a methodologically useful typological diction between measures designed to affect the processes of the cultural administration, and the way to be organized, that is, its form and structure, and those intended to deal with what artificial intelligence software program produces, as digital content or services, to management bearing on info-communication content platforms. The info-communication content paradigm, AI and mobile applications, are offering access to a vast array of information, text and audio-visual material, and given people an info-communication public sphere, to share and exchange ideas, and to collaborate on projects together. Humans gained a huge evolutionary advantage when we developed info-communication cultural memory systems, such digitized writing and drawing, giving us a digital way to record, share and manipulate ideas. Moreover, cultural product management and administration process can be seen as a dynamic management mechanism to organize vast amount of material in these digital storage systems of books, films, and archives. Therefore, in order to create an info-communication culture and society, need to introduce the new values of the model, business intelligent culture. The model of business intelligent culture is a dynamic model to activate the cultural management product and administration process model in info-communication content paradigm. The four kinds of values generated and exchanged by the BIC model are: first, management values of cultural production. The first, basic type of management values generated by the model BIC, can be viewed as surplus value of cultural management systems in the fourth industrial revolution. These values are contributing to organize cultural production and manage cultural services in info-communication society. Second, administration values of cultural process. The second kind of values, which does not replace, but adds to the previous one, are values of cultural processes in administration systems, which empower the cultural administrator's ability to be a dynamic mechanism for managing the process in cultural organizations. Third, strategic values of cultural transactions. Strategic values of cultural transactions empower cultural managers to create competitive strategies in their administration systems and implement digital transactions in the artwork, both at national, regional and global levels. The strategic values of cultural transactions primarily concern digital transactions, which are creating the info-communication content algorithm, culture info cache, in the digital transaction algorithm, global info cache. Fourth, public interest and global ethical values. The final kind of values relates to public interest and global ethical principles in cultural organizations. Public interest is common in everyday experience, but difficult to define at global level. In conclusion, our info-communication vision will motivate all countries around the world to bring into reality info-communication content paradigm, the values of business intelligence culture, and cultural management product and administration process, in the era of digital transformation. Within this context, Our research team analyzed different case studies by using the info-communication content paradigm and the values of business intelligence culture. More information about info-communication culture and society in the era of digital transformation theories, look at George Gantsia's Dynamics of Public Interest in Artificial Intelligence, Business Intelligence Culture, and Global Regulation in the Digital Era. The Palgrave Handbook of Corporate Sustainability in the Digital Era. George Gantsia's Governing by Humans, Not by Robots, Regulating Humans and Artificial Intelligence in the 21st Century. Handbook of Research on Applied AI, for International Business and Marketing Applications, IGI Global, Pennsylvania. George Gantsia's 2019, The Dynamics of Regulation, Global Control, Local Resistance, Cultural Management and Policy, a case study of broadcasting advertising in the United Kingdom. George Gantsia's 2021, Dynamics of Cultural Management, Artificial Intelligence and Global Regulation, The Values of the Business Intelligence Culture Model, Strategic Management in the Age of Digital Transformation.